Good morning guys, welcome to my channel TechnoSam and I am Sam. Honestly guys, we have been seeing dual camera and triple cameras everywhere in the smartphone industry, and now it is like a standard that all the phones will have dual cameras. Back in 2016 when Apple first released the iPhone 7 Plus, which was the first iPhone and the first smartphone with dual cameras and is capable of taking portrait mode shots. And since then, all the mid-range and budget smartphones started having this feature. But do all these phones have dual cameras for the same reason for which the Galaxy smartphones and the iPhones have dual cameras? No, the answer is no. In this video, I will explain you in details why I don't support to have dual cameras in budget smartphone and why we are foolishly paying for that without any interest. So without further delay, let's get started. Guys, as I have told you before that the iPhone 7 Plus was the first phone to get dual cameras, and from then the Galaxy Note 8 also got the same feature. But now in 2018-2019, we are seeing brands like Realme and Redmi who produce cheaper phones like 12,000 to 14,000 are also giving this feature. But in iPhones and Galaxy phones, the secondary lens is either a zoom lens or a telephoto lens. It has a definite function. In iPhone 7 Plus, the second lens is a telephoto lens which is used to capture pictures with subject at a distance. And then the newly launched Galaxy S10e has a main lens and a secondary lens which is an ultra-wide angle lens which is used to capture a wide subject by not physically stepping back. But in the phones like that of the Redmis and Realmes, the secondary lens is just a depth sensor which according to these brands can capture better portrait mode shots. But man, there is a limit to nonsense. Let me explain you the main physics behind the portrait mode shots. When portrait mode is switched on, the camera or the ISP, the image signal processor, identifies the specific body or face outline of a typical human being or an animal with the help of machine learning and AI. Then the ISP sets the focus and exposure to that human subject, and as the normal laws of physics are still working, everything other than the image of the subject gets blurred out. Now the ISP blurs out those already blurred backgrounds even more to get a professional like portrait image with bokeh mode. Now tell me, where is the use of the depth sensor to do this? The companies say that the depth sensor is actually figuring out the objects which are at a distance and which are not. But man, whom you are making foolish. To take a good quality portrait shot, you just need to identify the correct subject, and for that you only need a good lens and a good processor which is capable of taking portrait shots. Dear Redmi and Realme, your processors are really very good and is capable of taking portrait shots. Then why are you giving that extra lens and charging extra bucks from the consumers? The so-called portrait modes is a software mediated process, and it has been already proved by companies like Google and Apple. Both the Pixel lineup and the iPhone XR have single lens and can take far better portrait shots. And if you guys want to convey that there is a real need of a secondary depth sensor for taking good quality portrait shots, then how can your front cameras, which have just a single lens, can capture good portrait shots? How? You are absolutely making people foolish and taking extra money from them. If you really want to give a secondary lens to your phone, then give either a dedicated telephoto lens or an ultra-wide angle lens like that of the Samsung, but don't give a worthless lens just to show that your phones have a dual lens setup. Like seriously, not only Realme and Redmi are doing this, but also the so-called most grossing smartphone maker, the OnePlus, and many others who is also doing the same thing. Only the OnePlus 7 Pro have a dedicated ultra-wide and a telephoto and a main lens. But all the previous OnePlus phones, be it the 5T or the 6 or the 6T or the newly released OnePlus 7, every phone have the same problem. The secondary lens is just a depth sensor. Honestly guys, especially the Redmi Note 7 Pro and the Realme 3 Pro are exceptionally good devices, and even if they don't have the depth sensor or secondary lens, then still they will sell well. You do not need to tell lies to the consumer to get extra bucks and make them sell well. There are many YouTubers, I am not telling the name, who in the initial time experimented with many mid-range smartphones and showed that they can still click portrait shots even if the secondary lens is blocked with a finger. But it seems that the manufacturers have seen their videos and rolled out a software update which prevents you to capture portrait shots if the secondary lens is blocked. So my humble request to these type of companies is that if you want to do business, do it in an honest manner. Don't make people fool, especially who are not into the tech, or do it in the way Samsung is doing. I know the budget Samsung phones are not so powerful like that of the Redmi or Realme, but they have a dedicated ultra-wide or telephoto lens. Even in the cheaper phones like the A30 or M20, at least they are not lying. So that's it for now guys. Hope you have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you have any suggestions, let me know in the comment section below. I will surely take a note of that and reply you back. Thank you guys, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care guys.